Well, hello! It's me, the Dakota Kai guy, and today you're watching my 2021 Royal Rumble rant. More specifically, the Men's Royal Rumble. So let's get right into that, shall we? I'll start off by talking about Kane, right? They like to bring back legends for these things, and for some reason, Kane scored the most unnecessary eliminations ever. Ricochet, for example, was kind of just a spot filler, right? And was just used to, I guess, rack up Kane's record eliminations. And he was tossed out. No effort. I mean, what purpose he served, I don't know. But instead of trying to build a little bit of character for someone who's quite lacking in that department, they kind of just had him as like a number rather than an actual competitor, which is kind of irritating, right? Because the Royal Rumble is a place where you can build new stars, get some more character development, things like that. And they kind of wasted that with Ricochet. They could have definitely done that with him there. But instead, they're just like, nah, we'll have Kane toss him out, because fuck Ricochet. So, I mean, that's that. That's my first complaint. One of the positives that came out of Kane being in there, Damian Priest went over pretty well. So, I mean, you know, a new star was created with him, so at least he did something right there. But, Shinsuke Nakamura, he was in there for a considerable amount of time, right? But he did absolutely nothing. Nothing of substance, nothing valuable. He was just there, and then Corbin was like, fuck you, Shinsuke, and tossed him out. So, what purpose he served, I don't know. And the fact that people actually thought he was going to win is quite laughable, because I never believed he was in a position to do so in the first place. But at the very least, they could have given the guy some fucking respect and given him an elimination or two to make him look somewhat of a threat, right? But nah, they're just like, you know, be in here for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then you're gone. Goodbye. He did literally nothing at all. If he did, I certainly don't remember it, because that's how forgettable his time in the Rumble was. It was so insignificant. There was nothing there, okay? And now, let's move on to Cesaro, right? Cesaro comes in, and he wrecks house, right? And you're like, oh, this could be the beginning of something. But no, of course not. Why would it be the beginning of something? He just gets tossed right out like nothing matters and nothing ever happened. So all this build-up he's been having, this tiny push, if you could even call it that, has been completely diminished. All of it gone, out the window. You know, you have him come in, throw a few uppercuts around. Sure, he lifted up Braun Strowman. What are we supposed to believe? Ooh, look, Cesaro, he's strong, right? Like, wow, thank you. I would have never guessed that. I would have never guessed from the 50 times Michael Cole tells me that Cesaro is pound for pound the strongest athlete in the entire industry. 50 times, every single time Cesaro comes across my screen, that he is a strong man. I would have never guessed. So thank you for showcasing that again. It is mind-boggling. I don't understand. I'm not the biggest Cesaro fan, but I mean, at this point, it's like, what the hell are they doing? It doesn't make any sense. You have him come in, you have him lift big man Braun, you have him throw a few uppercuts around, but none of that means anything. You know, if you do something with it, sure, but nothing came of it. All of that was completely nullified as soon as he was tossed over the top rope, because he accomplished nothing. You know, I could go uppercut Freddy down the street, right? And if he kicks my ass, that means absolutely nothing, because he just kicked my ass. So the uppercut means jack fucking shit, because nothing good came out of it. I don't understand. See, at the very least, right, the way I would have done things, I would have had him eliminate Daniel Bryan to spoil his hopes and dreams of winning the Royal Rumble, right? Because on SmackDown, he was going in his face, and then I would have had him eliminate Braun Strowman on his own, right? To further solidify his claim as a legitimate threat to win the Rumble and further his push and continue to increase his momentum, right? Because, like, you're starting to give him a push, right? In the same month, if this happened, he would have beat 2 former world champions in consecutive weeks, Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan, and then he would have eliminated someone with the pedigree of Daniel Bryan from the Royal Rumble, which not many people can or have done because he's Daniel fucking Bryan, right? And then you would have had him eliminate someone the size of Braun Strowman. So now it's like, ooh, Cesaro's strong, and he actually puts his strength to good use and accomplishes things instead of falling short every goddamn time, right? Because now it's just like the Cesaro guy is a joke because he could throw around uppercuts, but nothing ever comes of it. You know, he's big and strong, but all he does is lose. And that's really what it looks like. Because for years, the fans have been saying that Cesaro is the most underrated superstar, the most underrated wrestler in the entire industry of professional wrestling. So for years, people know that he's talented. You don't need to show us every week, especially if you're not going to do anything with it, because we are well aware that Cesaro has all the talent in the world. You actually need to put it into effect and put it to good use. because a lot can come out of this. But now all of his progress has kind of just been thrown out the door. The door has been shut in his face now because I don't understand where they're going with this. And speaking on the topic of Braun Strowman, why was he number 30? Who asked for that? Who sat down at creative and was like, you know what? You know who would make a good number 30 entrant in this year's Royal Rumble? Braun Strowman. That's who everyone wants. Braun fucking Strowman should be number 30. Not a returning Seth Rollins. Not a returning Christian. Not someone who's actually getting some sort of push right now. Braun Strowman. What purpose does that serve? You could have tossed him in the middle of the Rumble, had him have a few eliminations because he's a big tough guy, and then have him be eliminated, right? But no, he had to come in at number 30. At the very least, if you were going to have him come in at number 30, you could have let Cesaro eliminate him to look strong. But no, Cesaro just got tossed out. And instead, Seth Rollins eliminated Braun Strowman, which he didn't need at all, because he's already Seth freaking Rollins. The Rumble can be used very well to create new stars, i.e. Damian Priest. It certainly gave him a boost in his momentum, but you have someone like Cesaro in there, and you do nothing at all. Why? Seth Rollins didn't need those eliminations. I think Seth also eliminated Daniel. He didn't need that elimination. He's already Seth Rollins. He could have eliminated anyone else. He could have even been the one to eliminate Cesaro after the fact. But he didn't need to take out Braun and Daniel, right? And at the very least, okay, moving furthermore, Edge shouldn't have won the Rumble. That's just the bottom line. That's how I feel. There's really no purpose. There's no direction for this to go in, because I feel like either way, no matter which champion he chooses, Edge is going to fall short and lose. Because Roman Reigns certainly is not dropping that belt anytime soon, especially not at WrestleMania. So if he chooses Roman, he is most definitely losing, unless we get unless The Rock returns and calls him the match to set up some sort of feud there. That is like a 0.0001% chance of happening. So, I mean, if Edge challenges Drew, there's literally no reason. First of all, it's a face versus face feud, which I don't think would make too much sense. Second of all, Drew is higher than he's ever been, and he's on fire. So there is literally no reason for Edge to win that one either, nor do I think he would. So, I mean, it's kind of a dead end, because sure, Edge came back from this injury, and it's this whole kind of like, comeback story type of thing. And you know what? That's cool and awesome. And there's a nostalgia factor for all the fans who grew up watching him. And that's great. But really, to win the Rumble, it's kind of a waste, to be honest. Who I wanted to win was Sheamus. Who also could have won was Seth Rollins. I know I was just complaining about him not needing eliminations, but it would have made a lot more sense than Edge. Especially if that could have set up the Monday Night Messiah, or he's not the Monday Night Messiah, just the Messiah versus the Tribal Chief. Because that is a money feud, and that is something people would love to see, because that, just imagine the promo battles they could have, let alone the actual matches and storytelling they could put together. The Messiah versus the Tribal Chief. That's just, you don't even need to write that. It writes itself. It's perfect. It's beautiful. But anyways, there were so many better options. Hell, you could have even had Daniel Bryan win it. I would have still complained if he won it, yes, but he was a more suitable option than someone like Edge. I don't agree with it at all. But yeah, so that's my Royal Rumble rant. Thanks for watching. If you have any disagreements or any additions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Because, I mean, I don't know. The most questionable thing for me was Cesaro. Because, like I said, I'm not even the biggest Cesaro fan. It's just annoying. You have him beat these two former world champions, and then you throw him in the Rumble, and people are like, oh my god, Cesaro could win this year. He's looking good. He's finally starting to get a push. And then you just do nothing with it. And it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why put the teaser out there if you're not going to follow through? He just looks completely stupid now. Because, sure, he came in and threw around a few uppercuts. But again, nothing happened. So it's like, cool, this guy's strong, but he doesn't do anything with his strength. And it's just, I don't know. But that's just me. What do I know? I'm not on the creative team. Maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe I don't understand the bigger picture. But yeah, again, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. And yeah, see you next time.